Hello, this is Dr. Nuke. It's Christmas Eve right now. Right now, I want to do a video for you on film technology. The first photography, and this, of course, was just still photography, was done, I believe, in the 1830s. And originally, it was an emulsion on a glass plate, and then they might make a print on metal or paper. My mother has in her possession an old metal photo. It's a piece of metal with an emulsion on it, with the image on it. It's of some long dead ancestor who's wearing a top hat. Film technology was improved over the years. Eventually, they went to using celluloid film, and motion picture photography was introduced in the 1890s. And at first, of course, motion pictures were silent, except for the sound of the projector running. They didn't have a way of putting sound on the film until the 1920s. Then they started making films with sound. They were called talkies back then. One of the early sound films is the famous Disney short Steamboat Willie, in which the character Mickey Mouse is introduced for the first time. Color photography was developed quite a long time ago, and they had two feature films released in 1938 that were color. The Wizard of Oz was mostly color. The very beginning and very end were black and white, but most of it was color. And what's it called? Gone with the Wind, also produced in 1938, was a color film. And eventually they even developed stereo sound on film. The 35 millimeter film, motion picture film used in theaters up until when they started using digital, that was stereo. It had two soundtracks on the edge of the film, one for right, one for left. Nowadays, of course, most theaters just use digital. It's a lot cheaper because it's a lot cheaper to make a copy of a film on a disc than it is to print out reels and reels of expensive film. Film stock is expensive, very expensive. And to make one copy of a 35 millimeter feature length movie is a lot of money. But to make one copy on disc is relatively cheap. Not only that, it's a lot easier to send a disc or a digital copy to a theater than it is bulky films on reels. Nowadays, maybe they don't even send it on disc. I suppose it could be digital download at the theater now. The movie producer could send it directly to the theaters electronically by a digital download if they wanted to. Well, in my personal collection, I have quite a few movies, VHS cassettes and DVDs, a couple of Blu-rays, but I also do have some film, actual movie film on film. I have some 16 millimeter films. I have a bunch of 8 millimeter films, and Super 8, including Super 8 films that I shot myself. Back in the old days, before people had DVD, Blu-ray players, or even VHS, there were companies like Castle Films that actually produced films that people could buy for home viewing. Films on reels for home viewing. I have some films like that on 8mm. Yeah, it's the 8mm ones are like that in my collection, and then the Super 8 are the ones that I shot myself. Well, anyway, please like, share, subscribe, comment. This is Dr. Nuke signing off.